Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing? Man, Antonelli here. Hey, what's going on, guys? How we doing? Matt Antonelli here. Today we're talking about Trevor Bauer. We're going to look at his contract. As you all know, he signed a really big deal, 3 years, $102 million deal with the Dodgers. I actually had the opportunity to interview him a couple days ago, so I'll put it up somewhere up here if you want to go and check that out after this video. Okay, so let's talk about the deal because it's a unique deal in a couple of different ways. You usually don't see this type of deal. I don't know if we've ever seen this type of deal with one of the best pitchers in the league, with a pitcher that's coming off a Cy Young award. So really interesting how this is structured. So let's first look at it here. So as I said, you have a 3-year deal worth $102 million. So he signed from 2021 to 2023. Now here are the interesting parts. In 2021, so this coming season, he's going to be paid $40 million. In 2022, he's going to be paid $45 million. And in 2023, he'll be paid $17 million. Now, he can opt out of the contract after this season, the 2021 season, and after next season, the 2022 season. So I'm assuming that he is not going to see that 2023 contract of $17 million. The only way I guess I could see that happening is if he either has an injury where he basically knows that he's not going to pitch. Something catastrophic basically has to happen, or his play would have to fall off so drastically, which I just can't see that happening. So I foresee him probably playing out the next 2 years and then opting out after that second year of the contract. Now, when I think about what he's thinking here, for me, it looks like he's basically betting on himself. Like I said, this is a little bit different than what you typically see pitchers do. Usually pitchers, especially pitchers of his caliber, will sign very, very long deals. And again, mostly I'm assuming, as if I was a pitcher and I'm in that situation, pitchers get injured a lot. Arm injuries, Tommy John surgery, you have shoulder injuries, labrum, you have rotator cuff, you have all these different things with the arm that could go wrong. And so pitchers typically will sign very large contracts as a way to secure a large amount of money in case something happens, right? It gives them security. They sign the one deal, they sign it for $250 to $300 million, sometimes more, and now they're essentially set for life. Let's look at a couple of those contracts first, and then let's talk about what Bauer did. So I just pulled up a couple of the bigger contracts from pitchers. You have Garrett Cole signed a 9-year, $324 million deal. That's $36 million a year. You've got Strasburg, who signed a 7-year, $245 million deal. That's $35 million a year. You've got Greinke, who signed a 6-year, $206 million deal. That's $34.4 million annually. And then you have David Price, who signed a 7-year deal for $217 million. That's $31 million a year. So you can see you've got 9 years, 7 years, 6 years, 7 years. And then all of a sudden you get Bauer signing for 3 years, but you have all these opt-out years. So it's a very different strategy. And for me, this is a great way to bet on yourself and maximize the total amount of salary that you can get each year. So if he throws really, really well, if he continues to do what he's doing, especially this past year, well, after 2 years, you can opt out and you can sign for probably a similar thing, another 40, 45, maybe $50 million a year. Now, he does take a little bit of a risk. Let's say his performance falls off, which again, I don't think it will, but let's just say it does. Or let's say he has an injury. Now he doesn't have that security that he would have had if he had signed a longer deal, but he's able to make as much as he possibly can each season. Now, from a team's perspective, from the Dodgers' perspective, instead of having to give out this really, really big contract where pitchers again can get hurt, they give out a much shorter contract. Yeah, they give out more money per year, but their risk also decreases because they don't have to worry about injury. Or, if he performs really poorly for some reason, well, you're really only locked into 2 years of, that $40+ million contract. So this deal does make him, for the next 2 years, the highest paid player ever which is interesting. And here's a quote. They asked Trevor about signing this deal and this type of contract. And this is what he said. He said, I don't want to be a player that signs a long-term deal and towards the end is resented either by the fan base, by the organization, or on my end for having my performance slip below what my contract dictates. So I wanted something with flexibility. I wanted something that worked for me and for the organization. And that's really interesting. And I do think that that's what this does, as I said. It gives him the chance to make as much money as possible. It lowers the risk for the organization so they don't have to, hope and pray that he stays healthy for 7 or 8 years. And so it works out great both ways. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm interested to see if other players follow suit and end up signing similar type deals, or if we continue to stick with the longer term stuff. It will be interesting to see as we go forward. So that's all we have. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Don't forget to go watch that interview if you haven't done that yet. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff, and we'll talk to you later. And again, for me, it's basically, go ahead, Laura, you don't have to walk like that. I'll start over. Keep going. I'm not. I'm just going to cut this out because you walk like a goofball walking by the door. If you've enjoyed this video and want to learn more about building the elite swing, check out our new course. We have over 2 hours of content, almost 30 hitting drills. We break down the exact mechanics that you're going to want to implement into your swing. I've put the link in the description if you want to go check it out.